Western Conference Finals, Game 6, Nate. We got the Western Conference champions, and their names are the Phoenix Suns. That's a shocker right there, Nate. We go back to like 3 years ago. There's no way we would have ever predicted this right here, that the Phoenix Suns were going to go to the NBA Finals. This is their first time, I believe, since 1993,
Yeah, you're
back when,
correct. Yeah, you're correct.
back when Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan's teams went head to head. But overall, Nate, I got to give the Phoenix Suns a lot of credit. They played an absolutely amazing series. There were a couple games where the Clippers really did bounce back, and again, credit to them. But at the end of the day, I think the Phoenix Suns were just too strong. Considering the fact that the Clippers did not have Kawhi Leonard, that was really something that they were struggling with. But overall, Nate, when I look at this, when I look at last night's game, I look at guys like Chris Paul and how Chris Paul was just able to show up and show out. And this was something that we talked about with Chris Paul, how some games, he didn't show up or he was inconsistent, because we talked about Patrick Beverley and how good he was in the LA Clippers, especially Paul George, Reggie Jackson, how good they were at guarding. But Chris Paul just said, you know what? I don't care how good of a defender you are. Watch me just absolutely demolish you this game. And that's exactly what he did, Nate. He went 16 for 24. He shot 66.7% from the field. He went 7 out of 8 from the three, which is 87.5%. So again, you're knocking down your threes too. Again, it's hard to stop him, Nate. He had 4 rebounds, 8 assists, and he had 41 points, Nate. There was no way. It seemed like Chris Paul could not be stopped. Guys like Devin Booker went 10 for 26 with a percentage of 38.5. He shot 1 for 7 from the three, which is a percentage of 14.3%. 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and he had 22 points. So overall, you would like to see Devin Booker be a bit more consistent. Again, it seemed like he was overshooting, and that's something that we've been seeing the past few games with Devin Booker. It seems like he has been overshooting a bit. Now let's get to my guy, the guy I keep talking about that they're still not running the offense through, but this game it didn't matter, okay? DeAndre Ayton, Nate, went 8 for 10. He didn't attempt any 3-pointers. He missed 2 free throws, so he didn't make a free throw, which is something concerning. He had 17 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, and overall, Nate, he had 16 points. Look, he's been doing an absolutely great job for this team, and I said it myself, and I'll say it again. DeAndre Ayton is probably the most consistent player on this Phoenix Suns team. Other guys like Jay Crowder went 6 for 11 with 54.5%, 5 for 9 from the three, 19 points. He had 1 assist and 5 rebounds. So again, credit to Jay Crowder. And overall, Nate, I look at it and the Phoenix Suns did a very, very good job. They did a very, very good job. Now going to the LA Clippers, Nate. Again, if I could take one thing away from this series, Nate, I'd take away a lot of guys. I'll say this though: the LA Clippers had guys who stepped up. Did they step up in like a Kawhi Leonard way? No, which is probably the reason why they lost. Because again, it's really hard to be another Kawhi Leonard. It's hard to play like Kawhi Leonard. But there are guys who stepped up. Paul George, he had 21 points, 6 for 15 from the field, which is 40%. 1 for 6 from the three, which, to be honest with you, you wish could be a little bit more consistent. Guys like Marcus Morris have been absolutely great for the past 2 games. He went 9 for 17 with a percentage of 52.9% from the field, 4 for 11 from the three, which is a percentage of 36.4%. You wish that would be a little bit better. He had 9 rebounds. He had 1 assist. And overall, Nate, Marcus Morris Sr., these past 2 games have been doing a very, very good job. Guys like Reggie Jackson, he had 13 points, shot 4 for 12, again, overshooting, 2 for 7 from the three, again, overshooting. And last but not least, Patrick Beverley. He had 11 points, 4 for 7 from the field. Good job right there. 1 for 2 from the three. Good job right there. But defensively, it just wasn't his night. And last but not least, DeMarcus Cousins went 3 for 8, which is a percentage of 37.5 from the field. 2 out of 3 from the three. So he had a good night from the 3-point line, from the perimeter. And overall, Nate, they had guys who stepped off offensively, but defensively, the Phoenix Suns cannot be stopped. And I'll say this, though, too. I think the LA Clippers, I'm going to be honest with you, there wasn't really too many, good sports on the LA Clippers that last game. Let's just say that. We got like DeMarcus Cousins had a tech, which I understand. He barely touched Chris Paul, and it seemed like Chris Paul sold it a little bit. But again, it did. But again, DeMarcus Cousins hasn't been, again, he hasn't been the best for it. And then Patrick Beverley towards the end of the game just shoving Chris Paul from behind. That's absolutely unnecessary. I like Patrick Beverley. I like his ambition on defense. But shoving somebody from behind is absolutely unnecessary, Nate. You know, that should never happen. But I will say this though. I think Monty Williams has the Phoenix Suns in check, you know. I think he really does have them composed, and I think that's what really makes the Phoenix Suns a great team. Now going to the going to the game stats, Nate. The Phoenix Suns, they shot 56.4% from the field compared to the LA Clippers 41.8% from the field. 3-point wise, the Phoenix Suns shot 54.8 from the three compared to 30.8 from the three for the Clippers. Free throws wise, Nate, this is something, man. This is something that they got to work on. The Phoenix Suns went 7 for 11 from the free throw, which is a percentage of 63.6%. So not the best free throw percentage, you know, you could have. And the LA Clippers actually did beat them in that stat. They shot 78.1% from the free throw line. Phoenix Suns had 15 more rebounds than the LA Clippers. That's it's 47 compared to 32. Assist wise, the Phoenix Suns had 9 more assists than them, 27 to 18. You look at steals, they were pretty even. Blocks, the Phoenix Suns had 1 more block than them. Points in the paint, the Phoenix Suns had 54 compared to the LA Clippers 34. And fouls wise, the Phoenix Suns had 10 more fouls than them, 21 to 11. But overall, Nate, I look at this whole series, and the one thing I could take out of it is the fact that the Phoenix Suns have a very, very good team. But there are times where I feel like this Phoenix Suns team could be a bit inconsistent. You know, I feel like there are times where this Phoenix Suns team could overshoot a little bit, despite the fact that they're dropping 30 points. You know, going 10 for 16 like Devin Booker did. That's not, I mean, 10 for 26, excuse me. Going 10 for 26 like Devin Booker did, that's not going to cut it, you know? But there are also guys on the Phoenix Suns team who are very, very consistent. One guy I point to is DeAndre Ayton. I talked about it. You run the offense through him, I think you can have a lot of success. Now, obviously, whether it's the Bucks or the Atlanta Hawks, that's all going to depend on who you run the offense through. Because the Atlanta Hawks, I feel like their center and Clint Capella is a lot better than Brook Lopez right now. But then again, you know, if it is the Bucks, you know, they have Giannis, or, you know, we don't know exactly what Giannis' status will be if they do make it. But overall, Nate, they do have some consistent guys like DeAndre Ayton. Cam Johnson has been a very consistent guy from shooting. You know, I'll say this. Cam Johnson, I think, has the prettiest three-point shot in the game. You know, it's very hard to stop. Again, it's smooth. And it just seems like every single time he shoots, I just automatically assume it's going to go in. But again, what I will say is I'll say this, the 2 factors that the Phoenix Suns have on their side is Chris Paul's leadership and Monty Williams keeping this team composed. I think them being really composed and just playing like a team, I think that has really helped the Phoenix Suns get as far as they did, you know, and it's absolutely deserving. You know, I'm glad to see Chris Paul in the finals. You know, he definitely deserves it, you know, and again, if he wins a ring, I'd be happy for him, you know, because he definitely deserves to have a ring. But then you got other people who are going to be like, this ring doesn't mean nothing because they faced the Lakers without Anthony Davis. They ended up facing the Utah Jazz without Donovan Mitchell. They faced the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard. A lot of people are going to say that, you know. The Nuggets were without, I think, Jamal Murray. So a little bit. So a lot of people are going to say that. But overall, Nate, the Phoenix Suns have been playing an absolutely amazing playoffs, you know. And again, all those questions that people have, they're going to be answered in the finals, you know. And again, I don't know what the status is on all the injured players in the Eastern Conference Finals, but overall, the Phoenix Suns, the one thing that they need to worry about is again, them. They can't control injuries. You know, they can't control what other teams do. They can only control what they do. And that's exactly what they've been doing. They've been doing a great job with it, Nate. So overall, again, to the Phoenix Suns, congratulations on making it to the NBA Finals. As for the LA Clippers, again, congratulations on going this far. You guys did put up a fight, but at the end of the day, you know, again, it's back to the drawing board, you know. I wish the LA Clippers the best of luck in the offseason. And again, they will wait and see who the Phoenix Suns play in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, you know, congratulations to the Phoenix Suns. And, you know, as for the LA Clippers, you know, congratulations on making it this far for the first time ever. But it's back to the drawing board, unfortunately. Yeah, Mario, when I look at this game, one thing that was addressed that I've been complaining about pretty much all series, some guys needed to show up. And that's what happened. That's what needed to happen, and it happened. And now because of that, like I said, they went to the finals. That's what needed to happen. Now they need to keep that consistency in the NBA Finals. You know what I mean? And it's all going to depend on who they face. It's between the Bucks and the Hawks. They don't have a clear winner yet because that series is still going on. And that series is going to get pretty interesting given that Giannis was ruled out for game five, which again, we're wishing him a speedy recovery. So that series is definitely going to get very interesting without Trae Young and Giannis. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Mario, either whichever team goes to the finals, it's going to be tough, obviously because they work so hard to get there. So when I look at this team, this consistency, everything that they did a good job. There are a couple of things though that are worth mentioning that could have been better. For one thing, free throws it wasn't horrific, but again, it could have been better. Free throw percentage was 63.6. So it's not the worst thing in the world. We've talked about worse, but like again, it could be better. That could be a lot better. But I look at it like that. Field goal was pretty good, Mario, 56.4%. 3-pointers was pretty good too, Mario, 54.8%. Which again was another problem that I addressed for the Phoenix Suns is that they weren't hitting their 3-pointers like that great. So that's another thing that I was talking about. Maintain that consistency. So I look at this game, Mario, and the one thing they could do better moving forward is the free throws. Everything else, they look to be pretty a little bit better on consistency. So that's my key. That's my key for this finals. The only way for any one of these teams to win the finals is to be consistent. You know what I mean? And whenever key guys go out, you just gotta capitalize and work without them. Look what happened with the Hawks. Trae Young goes down, everybody steps up. That's what I expect you to do. If a guy goes down, there's been a lot of injuries in this playoffs too, Mario. There's been a lot. There's been lots of. So if someone goes down, I expect the other guy to pick up that pace. That's what that's what I mean by maintaining that consistency. So overall, Mario, the Phoenix Suns did an amazing job this year. And by the way, this is one thing worth mentioning: the Phoenix Suns beat both LA teams in Staples Center. I figured I mentioned that. I didn't even realize that until I actually watched the highlights this morning. And I was like, oh wait, they're in the Staples Center again. I was like, that's crazy, but yeah, that's pretty interesting because they beat the Lakers in Staples Center in the first round. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the NBA Finals. Again, they face the winner of the Hawks and the Bucks. So this is going to be a very interesting NBA Finals this year. No LeBron, no Steph Curry, no none of that. You got CP3. That's my guy. His first NBA Finals appearance in his entire 16-year career. That's incredible. But yeah, if I had to pick who I wanted to win for the NBA Finals, I'd pick the Suns. But we'll see what happens moving forward. Again, anything is possible. So with that being said, congratulations to the Phoenix Suns on making their first NBA Finals appearance since 1993. As for the Clippers, it's back to their drawing board, and Paul George was talking about how if Kawhi was there, they would have won. When I look at this series, I wouldn't doubt it. They came close without him. You know what I mean? But again, things do happen and you just never know. So, we won't know until next year when he comes back fully healthy, or hopefully that is the case. So, with that being said, best of luck to the Suns in the finals. As for the Clippers, best of luck to you guys in the offseason, and we'll see where both teams go moving forward.